Here at Moundville, for many, many different years. Actually, if you go back in the history of Moundville, all the way back, there were plazas and there were stickball areas to play stickball. Stickball is a game that was played all across the southeast. Now, if you go up north, you hear about lacrosse, and they do that with one stick. But down here in the southeast, we use two sticks. And in fact, the stickball was always also called Little Brother of the War. A lot of times, groups or even different tribes, different nations, instead of going to war, they would actually play stickball to decide who was wrong, who was right. And sometimes it was funny because they would play and it would go on for days and days before even you get any points because there was no boundaries. They could run into the woods, they could run out. So they would play for days, and finally after the last day, after they were finished, they'd been playing so long, having a good time, that they forgot what they were arguing about. So it was actually a good way to solve problems without going to war and people dying. Now, I do have to let you know, people did get hurt, and it was a very rough game. And sometimes 200 or more people would be in a game. But again, that stickball game is still being played today by the Choctaws and by a few other nations in the Muskogean nations. And there is even a stickball championship, which the Choctaws of Philadelphia have won many times. So again, it's a sport that's very old and it's still being done today. And if you look on YouTube and a few other things on the computer, you can actually pull up stickball championships. So I hope you enjoy what you're seeing about stickball and have a good day.
For an exciting view into stickball, the America's greatest field sport of all time, developed by the Native Americans, the mound builders. It would be about 1,000 plus more years ago, and the stickball sticks that I have in my hand are about 30 to 36 inches in length, with a webbing hoop and a small hoop and a webbing, and also a little ball that I will show you that's created out of deer skin, and it's got how it's built with a little stone in the middle so it'll fly when you toss it in the air. And stickball was played not as a game as we view today as basketball, football, but rather to settle disputes, arguments between individuals of tribal members. But remember, back then, tribal members were not tribes were not tribes. They were first mound builders, then they went into the tribes. So today we view them as tribe, as present day, modern day, and we play this more or less for ceremonial purposes. And southeastern tribes play this game today more or less to have fun and to exhibit their skills and displays of what they used to do, the people used to do thousands of years ago. So just show you the stickball sticks here. Again, they're made out of hickory, and as far as I can tell, it was very arduous, can be dangerous, but an exciting game of stickball to settle a dispute amongst the southeastern tribes. And I've learned this well from the Cherokees, the Choctaws, and the Chickasaws. So I have yet to learn a little bit from the Creeks and the Seminoles. But I'm sure the stickball, based on all what I've understood and heard, is that it would be the same from the Creeks and the Seminoles. So with that, we'll just cross our sticks and say goodbye to you, and I hope you enjoyed a small, short presentation. Thank you.